Greetings, friends. It's me, Wayman. Welcome to Religion Think. This is a video going out to Tool Time. And, hey, Tool. I just wanted to make a reply because I seen the video on your comments concerning both, asking, does evil come from God? It wasn't a question. You were just discussing the issue and commenting from one who thought that only maybe good came from the divine. However, what's interesting, and the only reason why I'm bringing this up is because I've been studying laments for cities, and both out of the ancient Near East and in Lamentations. And what's really funny is that according to Jewish literature, evil does come from the divine in a very, very harsh way. And I'm going to read a section of that because here it's Jerusalem talking in the first person. And I'm not going to elaborate too much on the text because I just want to make the point and move on, because I think here it's relevant. So outside of the theological view of this, see it also as the metaphor for the person. And maybe even Carl Jung would say that this is the ego rebelling against the group construct, and the ego getting beat back into submission. And metaphorically you can view this text this way. And this happens how? This happens with theology. You go against the construct, you get beat back in to submission. And that is your sin, going against the group construct. So what's amazing is you can either comply, go back to the way, so to speak, or you can branch out on your own. And what's amazing is there's a bunch of different ways to do that in Hebrew literature. And what's amazing is Job put up more of a fight than what you'll see here in Lamentations. So here is the second part of Lamentations, which is pretty neat. It's written in acrostics, as I said before in one of my other videos, with each verse starting with a letter of the Hebrew alphabet. So if you were to look at this in Hebrew, it would go right down and follow the alphabet. But this is the second section of Lamentations 1. So we're going to start verse 12. And this is Zion, or Israel, talking in the first person about the evils that have been sent on them by the divine, which is pretty interesting. May it never befall you. So here they're looking for pity by people passing by. Or it could also, in some ways, serve as a warning, which there's a lot of warnings in biblical literature. May it never befall you, all who pass along the road. Look about and see, is there any agony like mine, which was dealt out to me when the Lord afflicted me on his day of wrath. So the day of wrath is always like one day, and you can look in Isaiah 13:13 and check other references in Joel 2:1. It's a day of wrath for those interested. Verse 13, from above he sent a fire down into my bones. He spread a net for my feet. He hurled me backwards. He has left me forlorn, in constant misery. The yoke of my offenses is bound fast, lashed tight by his hand, imposed upon my neck. It saps my strength. The Lord has delivered me into the hands of those I cannot withstand. The Lord in my midst has rejected all my heroes, and has proclaimed a set time against me, to crush my young men as in a press. The Lord has trodden fair maiden Judah. So usually in Jewish literature, blood is also associated with wine, and here God is crunching and crushing. And what else is he doing? Since he's killing off the heroes, he's also demasculating. So this is the construct, pounding the individual into submission. So, yes, the divine is both good, according to the literature, and evil comes from the divine. And the Hebrews, in Hebrew literature and in the ancient Near East as a whole, tried to deal with that in many different ways. And what I read there was just one of them. So take care, friends, and remember, if everyone's thinking alike, then somebody isn't thinking.